Give me the meat.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
He was talking about the chicken.
Give me the meat.
Yeah. He just texted. He's getting ready for his tournament. Steiny did, so he's a little nervous. Go out there and shoot him straight. I've never been in a golf tourney. Larry, you?
Oh, my God. It's the most fun thing. I love playing. First of all, I can only play in certain kinds of tournaments because I can play in a tournament where we play like best ball because I can hit. And if we play 18 holes, I'll hit 7 or 8 just perfect drives. But I'm also going to hit at least 3 OB on like a power fade that's just going to be in the next fairway.
So are you lobbying
through
best ball where you throw? Why did he say his name?
Me and you play, and we both drive. Whoever has the best ball, we then hit from that ball.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And
so
then
it's still kind of...
So, yeah. So you know,
stay alive a little longer that way, right?
Yeah, and it's more fun. I've played in a bunch of golf tournaments. I played with Larry Allen one time in the Hooters golf tournament.
Rest in peace, man. Real quick about him, forget the Cowboy and the Star. I believe one of the best linemen to ever do it, Larry.
No doubt.
You can put him at any spot.
Not only that,
if you wanted to,
he bummed I bummed a Copenhagen off me, right?
Come on,
this is years ago, and he reaches in to take a dip, and it was like a full can. I just cracked it, and he's like, "Do you mind if I finish this up?" And I'm like, no, not at all. He takes the entire can of Skull and puts it in the bottom tank.
Dude, man.
The entire can.
Man, that's like tea bags.
I mean, it was
you still
ridiculous.
chew or you're done?
No. I quit.
I still blue chew.
I quit. But Larry Allen, great guy. We played with Cato Kalin was in our foursome.
Come on. Yes. Boy.
It was me, Larry Allen, Cato Kalin, and I think Jeremy Newberry.
Look at my guy.
I forget him. I'm not sure.
Larry, you're always dropping stories, but the one that went legendary was when Mad Dog flew you in. Remember? That's Larry. My phone was ringing. I said, Larry, big time. Could you imagine you on the East Coast?
Flying into Sirius XM.
There you go. Larry, you just came up with something phenomenal. We want to hear from you. 888-957-9570. Where are you with your Golden State Warriors? You like the moves? If this is your team, are you confident? I'm not confident yet, and I hope. I woke up this morning. The first thing you do, hey, how you doing, family? I look at Twitter, and I'm just like, I see there's still some dust or some rumors about this marketing deal. And I'm like, maybe you're right. If Pods is possibly the holdup, I like Pods, but I'm just like, damn, man, get Steph the help he needs to just try to get closer to get back.
I mean, I like Pods too, but I'm driving him to the airport and,
That's my line, Larry.
I mean, seriously, wishing him well.
He was on with Bontan Shatsky. And by the way, speaking of Pods, I'm going to give him his flowers. Larry, so much of life, and I try to teach this to my kids, is about confidence. It's about making your mind believe you're better than you are. And the guy that did that the most, I'm all over here, bear with me, is Gary Payton. Gary Payton, he was great. He had gifts, but I think he thought he was better than Jordan. And that helped him be what he is, the dog. And he was talking trash to Jordan. So Pods is...
The glove.
No doubt about it. And his son's still on the Warriors. But I say that to say, Larry, Pods is exuding all kind of confidence, saying when he walks in the gym, he's out there guarding Booker and Steph. Like that, I got to give him his flowers for that being half the battle. And now he's working on his offense. Who knows? When this season starts, if there's any new additions, he might be letting it fly more at a clip that we didn't even think he was capable of. But I can't hate the kid for thinking and owning it.
Oh, he's a great kid. He's a great kid. I interviewed him last summer. And the next day, his dad sent me a really nice note. Hey, thanks
Steiny met his pop.
Thanks for having him on the show. I mean, it couldn't have been nicer. I'll say this. He's a little bit of an enigma, from the standpoint of...
Can that be good or bad? Because Wiggins is an enigma, and I think it's frightening.
No, Wiggins is a dog is what Wiggins is. He's not an enigma. He doesn't bring it. I mean, Wiggins just doesn't show. I mean, I don't think he brings intensity.
Got all the talent in the world.
He's got too much money in the bank. I don't know what his issue is, but he just doesn't bring it. Pods is an enigma in that he's not, his percentages were good at Santa Clara, but when you watch his outside shot, he doesn't really look like a marksman. Like, I don't know that.
But a lot of that is confidence too, Larry.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, it's he never really got the shot going to the level that I thought he was going to get it going. But rebounding wise, Goo, I mean, have you ever seen a 6'3" ground bound?
That's why I love
guy
him.
like Pajemski?
Out rebounding Kuminga, who looks like Batman or Spider-Man. Like, how does this happen?
It's an instinct. I mean,
it's an instinct. Wow.
Rebounding is like sacking the quarterback. You know, it's like you either can do it or you can't. And if you do it in college, you're going to do it in the pros. Same thing in rebounding.
Wow, Larry.
Numbers translate. If you rebound in college, you're going to rebound in the pros. That kid rebounded
and
his butt off in
charges.
College. Yeah, you saw that in the summer league, right? Took a couple more charges. He led the league in charges. Yeah, I mean, he's got that Shane Battier, which I always hated Shane Battier for taking charges.
I respected him. For taking the family jewels is why I never took a charge.
But I mean, this kid's going to get better. The shot's going to get better. It's going to get smoother. But the rebounding is off the charts. But you know what? If that's the price that it takes to get Markkanen, then you do it. Markkanen's 27. He's been an all-star. He's a 7-footer. He's got an incredible shot. He's a 40% three-point shooter.
He can put it on the floor. I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play pace and space and spread the floor and draw a big man away from the rim, Markkanen's a perfect player. He's absolutely a perfect player for them. So you're going to have to pay. And you have to pay a heavy price. I'd rather give away another draft pick than give away Kuminga. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I just don't think you get that difference maker without giving up Kuminga.
Yeah.
That's how highly I think of Kuminga.
Yeah. No, I do too. I wouldn't.
But to get something in this world, Larry, you got to give up something.
If you told me that they could get Markkanen without Kuminga, I would be.
Oh my gosh.
I would be shocked.
I would say Warriors. If somebody said Western Conference Finals with those two, like, I wouldn't put that past it. I wouldn't say you're drinking too much. Put it down.
Yeah.
You're on the sauce.
Yeah.
Now, Larry, I'm not one of these. I won a contest. I love the radio. I love my coworkers. I say all that to say is I never once tried to be a phony or fraud. I come in here with all my imperfections. That list is longer than the Declaration of Independence, but I'm going to bring Carter in here.
Starting with that jersey, by the way.
Yeah, hey, I was waiting on you, baby. They're so bad, but I love the base.
Whose jersey
Lamb,
is that?
CeeDee Lamb. Pay him.
CeeDee Lamb.
But, dude.
Trade him for Aiyuk.
I got friends and family. Shout out Cynthia Lofton White. They love and live the Niners, 49er Frankie. So they're like my adopted team. I know the Niners, Dallas hate, but I don't hate. When you guys won, I was rooting for you.
We don't hate you guys.
But
we
I'm
love
objective
you guys.
when I give you my Niner takes. Yeah.
Niners own Dallas right now. I mean, seriously.
And I guess
Niners do really own.
Carter, Mr. Olympic Club, told me when I dial it up tonight.
Mr. Olympic Club.
Friday night receiver. He goes, "You're not going to be happy." I go, "Why not? What's going on?" I guess they got Debo running over Dallas. Like, I don't care. We're so down, it don't matter. I want to blow the whole thing up. Give me 5-12. That's where I'm at. I'm a real one. Dak is whack. I've been saying it since 2018.
You know, it's
and now he's about to get capped. I'm cool with it. Start over.
It's so funny because last night or 2 nights ago, they had, the NFL Network, like, the Super Bowl, every Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Got you. I love when
and
they
so
do.
I decided I was like 92, 93, 94. So I'm like, I'm going to record all three. So 92 Cowboys, 93 Cowboys, 94 Niners. Yeah. Cowboys, Niners. They showed the Cowboys at the end of the 93 season. The Cowboys were the best team in the NFL. They were back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They were the youngest team in the NFL.
With the best coach in the league.
With the best coach in the league, and the stupid owner gets drunk in the bar and fires the coach.
Yep, that happened.
If Jimmy Johnson never got fired, now granted, the free agency was starting, so it was new
everything
rules.
was changing.
Things were changing. But if Jimmy Johnson never got fired, and there was no such thing as Barry Switzer, how many rings? How many rings
Larry,
would Jimmy have gotten?
I don't know. And I'll say this to that.
They got 3.
It's like the Kobe Shaq breakup. Had they not broken up, how many more could they have had if they were on the same page? Like, those are 2 of my biggest, forget my fandom, sports regrets.
How many more?
The Shaq and Kobe breakup, Krause with the Bulls. I wanted to see the Bulls come back.
If KD didn't leave the Warriors, how many more rings?
Oh, my God, Larry. I hadn't even added that one to the list.
Yeah,
I got to believe 2 more. But Tony, why did he leave? because he was too sensitive and you weren't getting enough credit.
Yeah, I mean,
and look what happened to his career.
He's a nomad. He went to 3 high schools. When you go to 3 high schools, you're officially a nomad. You like to move around.
Larry went back to high school, but
that's 3 high schools.
Yeah,
it's only 4 years of high school.
But real quick, and we'll get back to the word. He was so sensitive. I think on his to-do list when he came here was to nobody. And Steiny gets mad. You don't know that he knew it. I said, you don't know. He acted like a guy that thought maybe he could be more popular than Steph. Steph was Derek Jeter. He was Montana.
Right.
He was right.
He was
never,
MJ in
you
Chicago.
could score 200 a game. You would never. And for him to leave and say the media or the fans didn't give him the love that he thought he deserved, that was perplexing to me. And I was like, you're a guy. I feel like Dr. Ruth. You're a guy, KD, pointing my finger at him. You'll never be happy. And he hasn't found happiness since he left. Oh. But Larry, I do wonder how many more they would have had he stayed.
At least 2.
Oh my God.
At least 2.
It would have been 6.
Of course, Draymond would have had to leave.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Dre got 400. He won.
You know, I don't know if they would ever win any without Draymond, to be honest.
Now, I said all that stuff about me because I got a saying, I react to new information, Larry. And where I was going is Carter came in here and he said, Goo, you really told Spadoni and I and the listeners that you wouldn't take LeBron here for Kuminga? And I said no. And Carter, can you just pop on and just tell me how you worded it, how you phrased it? And I got my eraser, Larry, and changed my answer. Like, the goal is what, Carter?
If you get 1 championship out of LeBron, trading for LeBron, would you do it?
That's all you can ask for of what's left for Steph. I would do it, Larry. If that's 1 chip would put him with Duncan and Kobe, Spadoni, I'm doing it. I changed my mind. You guys swayed me.
I don't like LeBron. I don't want LeBron to be on the Warriors. But most Warrior fans don't like LeBron.
But would they take him, though?
It's like
they
saying,
do like championships.
Do you want Mike Piazza when he was with the Dodgers? No,
but didn't you hate Deion Sanders? Didn't you hate Deion and he came here and what happened, Larry?
Yeah, okay. That's a good one.
Richard Sherman? Yeah. Look at him. Spadoni gave me that in my ear.
Richard Sherman.
Yeah, but it worked.
Dick Sherman. I
Don't talk about that.
I don't want to see LeBron have more fake rings.
Okay,
than he's already got.
So that's what you don't want. You don't want Steph to get 5 sharing it with him because it would be 5 for him.
And I don't want to. I hate the idea. Did you like Chris Paul for Jordan Poole?
I hated it.
Then why do it again? Because that's basically what you're doing. You're getting rid of a 20-year-old player for a 40-year-old player. You just traded a 20.
But the 40-year-old is better right now on the basketball court, even though he's 40, Larry, than Kuminga.
Was the Jordan Poole trade a good trade?
No, it was the worst thing ever.
So 23 for 38. Now you're going to go 21 for 41? Isn't LeBron 40?
Yeah. He's 4-0.
Last year, he averaged 25 points, 7 boards, 8 assists on 54% shooting, 41% from beyond the arc. That's his greatest.
Larry, you saying no to that?
I got a brand new Ferrari.
Also played in 71 games.
Are we sure Kuminga's a Ferrari yet, Larry?
A brand new Ferrari that goes
He's a Land Rover right now.
Yeah.
150 mile an hour Ferrari, brand new. Brand new.
Kuminga's a Ferrari.
No license plates on it.
Look at him.
We haven't even ordered the plates yet. And you want me to give you that Ferrari for like some old Rolls Royce that's 200,000 miles on it?
But he just gave you the numbers. It's riding great.
It's riding great, but it's got 200,000 miles on it. Do you want to trade a brand new Ferrari for a 20-year-old Rolls Royce?
Well, we can look each other right here on this lovely Friday.
That's what we're talking about.
Curry, you asked earlier, Curry's got about 4. I'll give him the BOD. 5 years, 4 years at high optimum level. That would coincide with Kerr's contract and what LeBron has left. So, Larry...
LeBron won what ring this year?
Well, if they would have played anybody but Denver. I'm just tired. I'm not a Laker fan, but had they played anybody but Denver, miss me, man. That was a damn good team. Denver's their kryptonite. Nothing to be ashamed about.
Denver didn't win the title.
No, they didn't.
So, I mean, are the Lakers in the mix?
Yes,
with LeBron?
Larry.
Yeah. And it's not like LeBron's got nothing. Reeves is good. AD's good.
I
got some
expect
players.
him to be a top 4 team in the West again.
I mean,
not again this year. They were playing.
I don't think Steph's going to win any more rings. I don't think LeBron's going to win any more rings.
It's
a young man's league.
I'm all over, Larry. Bear with me, man.
It's time for OKC. It's time for Minnesota. It's time for Denver. It's
but
time
you got
for
a top
Boston.
12 player still, or top 10 player in Steph. You got to do right by him. When you hear talk like that, Steiny breaks out.
You can try to do right by him, but if you can't, then what?
You got to move him.
And you got to move him.
And then you could start your own, because there's no both. Remember, you can't do both. What do you think of the job? Because Steiny asked me this yesterday. I asked you. Mike Dunleavy's done thus far, even with the drafts, because you got to give him love on TJD and pods.
I mean, 19 and 57, and you turn that into pods and TJD. I mean, last year was a miracle. Last year was a freaking miracle. This year, I mean, the Boston College center who can shoot, okay, has kind of a Smiley Geach feel to it. Like he's not going to be.
Yeah,
it's like we outsmarted everybody, really. Or do you not know what you're doing? And then the kid Waters, has got a nice little 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Is he a 2? Is he a 1? Is he a combo? What is he? That's kind of a nondescript move, a little under the radar. I like Buddy Hield on this team because I think Buddy Hield can still move and he can shoot, and low cost replacement for Clay. Don't like slow-mo just because I just don't like watching slow-mo.
I called him a poor man's Iggy. We had him on the show yesterday. Do you think he could, because he plays with his head, his IQ, you think he could fill the Iggy role? Or
I mean, he's not nearly the athlete that Iggy.
No doubt about that.
But
he got size.
I don't know. I mean, he's an NBA role player. He's an NBA rotation player. I like Melton. I like Melton because to me, Melton is a guy that
back lumbar issues at 20. Man, young.
That's a concern. That's a concern.
38 games.
But I really
last year.
do like his game. I like the fact he plays defense.
He would have got a contract where he was at had he not got hurt. But Dr. Pangea came out with Willard and Dibbs, and he'll find a positive. He was like, when you got that serious, I don't want to call it Mike Tyson spinal issue. Like high activity is when it flares up. I'm like, oh my God, you're too young to have, we'll see. We'll monitor it.
Lumbar issues and your job is to run up and down on a wood floor.
And you only played 38 games last year.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you would have to be the biggest Warrior suck up to sit there and try to argue that they're better than they were last year. They just got rid of Klay Thompson, who's one of their all-time greats, who still shot 39% from 3. Chris Paul gave you some good minutes. You lost both those guys, and you added this trio, and you think you're better?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're better by what? A game, 2 games?
And it may not be good enough, just like it wasn't this year.
Right. And you lost to Sacramento. They now have DeMar DeRozan.
They are better than us right now.
There's
better. No doubt.
I mean, and there's some other teams in the West that are growing up. So I don't see the Warriors as being better. So it's like if you can make that move that reopens Steph's, even slightly kicks the championship possibility.
That's what Paul George was,
ajar.
And marketing to me still is that, Larry. You got to be.
I agree. If you can get that level of player, now you're edging your foot in the door. As trying to win a title. But if you can't make that move, and now you're looking at Levine and Kuzma, do you pivot and say it's time to at least discuss the unthinkable, which is the nuclear option of moving Steph?
Yeah, I hate it, but I understand it. Carter, I'm having some technical difficulty, but we do have a super chat.
Jim Mole with a $5 donation.
That's your buddy.
I
introduced him to Mario Ellie. Ran into bloop at the Old Ship Sunday. Him and his lovely wife.
Well, they're not married yet. They're getting married. They're getting married later this month.
Honeymooners. Yeah,
getting married later this month.
What up, Jim? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Carter.
Well, he wanted to ask Goo, are you all caught up on America's Sweethearts DCC on Netflix, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders show?
No, I didn't even know it was on there.
Yeah,
I'm watching Super Sale. Like black superheroes from the UK.
Oh, nice.
SUPA.
I got to watch the
sale.
Have you got into Receiver yet?
No, I've got it ready tonight.
How many episodes is there?
Carter could, let me say 8. Spadoni got the 5 and the 3.
So it's going to take me a couple days.
Yeah, no doubt. But I loved quarterback, so if it's anything like that, my God, Kirk Cousins, great dad. The hits those guys take, and we don't
he was like whining.
It sounded like a slaughtered pig. On the ground. That is incredible. You know how brave you got to be to do that?
And then you have people who sit in front of a microphone. He's soft.
With bellies like mine, he's soft. He can't do. You can walk a step in those man's shoes.
This guy's soft. That guy's soft. If you had one NFL defensive tackle running at you, you would wet your pants.
Dude, no, more than that, Larry. Like number 2.
Brock Purdy's soft. This guy's soft.
Speaking of which, we're going to get into camp is around the corner, man.
Right.
I'm excited.
That's right.
I just love that the Niners, real quick here, Larry, no matter who it is, Kyle, they bring it on is what they're saying. They understand where they're at this ride. The last 5 years, they've been close, the runner-up twice. So I appreciate them taking it on. Like, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but what I hear it as, Super Bowl or bust, baby. I love that.
Yeah, that's their deal.
Keep it real at all times.
That's their deal. I mean, Shanahan hasn't gotten it done. They got to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 54. They were ahead of schedule. This year, they got there. They were on schedule. I think right now they're behind schedule. And I think they're starting to feel that. And there's pressure that comes along with being behind schedule. And Lynch is trying to do everything in his power to keep this thing together on the cap.
How have they been monitoring? How have they, in your estimation, handled the Aiyuk situation? Because he's gone on a tour, baby. There's no microphone Aiyuk doesn't like. And sometimes I'm scratching my head like, I know you said you ended it, you wanted to be a Niner, but I'm like, Larry, is that good or bad? Is he helping himself or hurting himself? Or is he like, you know what, Guru, Larry, you put me in another offense, I'm not tripping. Too short.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any cards to play. See, that's the problem. Aiyuk has no leverage. And because he has no leverage, he has to just keep yapping. He's got to keep talking. He's got to keep putting stuff out.
Damn.
He's got to keep nudging. He's got to keep agitating. He's got to keep social media.
That's
you know
what
what I mean? He's
wow,
got to do that. He's got to do it because he's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's got no leverage. They have him signed up this year at $14.1 million on the 5th-year option. They're more than content to let him play that out. They can franchise tag him for the next 2 years after that.
That can happen.
So if they want to, they can keep him here for the next 3 years. He's talking a big game. Some of it is could be passed off as just, hey, you know what? He's just trying to, get his market stirred up. But he's also gone too far. He's gone too far. He's gone too far.
Yeah. How good is he?
How good is he?
Yeah,
I mean,
is he top 15, top 10?
No doubt he's a top 15 receiver.
But the Niners throw they're ranked 32nd in the league at throwing attempts.
Right, they don't throw it a lot.
Is this the system for him? And I think he wants to get paid, and his answer would be, yes, it is, but you got to pay me like I'm a Justin Jefferson or a CeeDee Lamb.
He's a perfect receiver for what they want. Why? Because he's not a diva. He doesn't hold court in front of his locker if he doesn't get the ball enough.
Well, now he's doing this tour.
He blocks downfield in the run game with a vengeance.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're going to run the ball, you want Brandon Aiyuk. I mean, you could make an argument that Brandon Aiyuk is one of the best receivers to have on a team that wants to run it as much as the Niners do. But he's, I think the Niners are playing it right. I think they're going to hold steady because they have the worst cap situation in the entire league in that they're going to take a quarterback that's making $900,000 and they're going to pay him $60 million most likely next year. And so that means they're hugged up against the cap.
Yeah.
So they got to make prudent decisions.
Larry, I don't want to get you nervous. We're up against the break, but somebody, Eric in SF, wants to come down your road. We'll do that on the other side. I got your back, but we got to see what Eric wants. What's coming up on the game is presented by Fremont Bank, celebrating 60 years of full-service banking with no compromises. That segment was brought to you by Lucky California.